Hi everyone, this is Jamie Graham from Realistic Fitness. Welcome to the bonus section. We're going to be doing some dynamic stretching today. We're going to do 3 stretches for all 3 of the major movements of the human body. We're going to start with legs, then we're going to do a back, and then we're going to do chest. So those are all 3 ones that if you follow the videos and the instruction in the course, those are the ones that are the major movements of the human body. So we're going to start today with the hip flexors and the glutes. That's in the what's called the lumbopelvic complex. Those are really important muscles when you're doing any kind of lowering activity. You want to make sure that your glutes are activated, but if you've got really tight hip flexors, which are these muscles in the front of the hips, it's really going to inhibit your ability to stabilize with your glute muscles. And that's a really important stabilizing muscle, and it can lead to lower back issues and knee issues and things if you're not properly stabilizing through here. So it's a great idea to wake those up and activate them, get those hip flexors relaxed. So the movement is, I recommend having a wall or a counter or something to help you balance, because if you start activating muscle groups that you're not used to stabilizing with and deactivating muscle groups that you're used to stabilizing with, you're going to get some issues. So balance issues, that is. So the first thing you want to do when you're doing this movement and this dynamic stretch is you're just going to step forward a little bit. Now obviously your leg length will determine the distance to that. So roughly about here, I would say anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe 14 inches, depending on your flexibility and your height. You want to try and keep the feet straight. Keep in mind though, if you've got really tight hip flexors, if you sit at a desk or something, you may find that that foot turns out a little bit, and that's fine as long as when you activate the glute muscles back here, you feel a stretch here. That's perfectly fine. That's the level that you're at. So ultimately, you're turning that foot and you want them straight, and you're keeping your core drawn in, your glutes are tight, and you're feeling that hip flexor. Something you never want to do. You don't want to go really far and then try and lean into that. That's a great way to strain and maybe pull the hip flexor muscle. So with that one, again, tight glute, core and tight, squeeze. You should feel a stretch right along this part of the body. Okay? So that's the leg stretch. Let's start with a back stretch. With the back stretch, simple thing to do is take your hands, the backs of your hands, and just put them together. Okay, just like I'm doing here. So I'll show you a side view in a second, but for now the front view, and you're just trying to put pressure. You're going to be pushing on those hands. You can bring the shoulders out, but be wary of what you're feeling in your shoulders. Never want to overdo any of this, but you put pressure there. So I'm going to go from the side because I'm going to show you a couple of different variations on this. When you do it, you can go from multiple angles because that will actually stretch different parts of the back, different parts of the back of the shoulders and whatnot. But never keep the tension on your hands when you're changing position. That can get a little impingement and tweak the shoulders a little bit. So if you're here and you stretch and then you want to release, go low and stretch, and then go high and stretch. So those will work the major muscles of the middle back, which is great before you do any of the upper body movements. You really want to wake up those muscles, maybe the muscles that have some muscle imbalances in. If you're wondering what muscle imbalances are, check out the course. And the next thing we're going to do is a chest stretch. So now we're going to do the chest muscles in front of the shoulders. These are the pushing movements, the stretch for the pushing movements. Real simple stretch again. You can do all of this standing up, but this one, you're going to put just an arm out to the side. You can either do both arms at the same time, or if that's a little uncomfortable, if you want to put more focus into one side, that's perfectly fine. Put one arm out. I'm going to go with 2 today so you can see that. And you want to keep the chin back. Activate your core, as always being you just kind of draw in the tummy. Activate those stomach muscles. And you're going to drop the shoulders and pull your shoulder blades together behind you. Now, if you're finding that you're not getting a lot of stretch out of this, which sometimes happens, depends on a person's flexibility, you can tilt your head slightly or even turn your head slightly. What you want to try and keep from doing, though, is sticking that neck out. You don't want to do that chicken necking thing, because that will actually take away from the stretch that you're trying to get in the muscles that you're going to be using for any of your pushing movements. Simple stretch. I guess that's the only don't, is don't push your neck forward. Don't really put a yard on it if you're feeling any pinching in the top of the shoulders. This is a great one for if you are at a desk a lot, if you're finding that you're at a computer and your shoulders come forward like this. It's called protraction. But this stretch will really open up those muscles and allow you to get good pushing movements in. So great. We'll see you guys next time. And Jamie Graham, have a great day.